Mhm.
He was on TV.
Yeah. Okay, everyone's ready. It is 7 o'clock and I will call this meeting to order. It's the regular town council meeting for the township of Nipigon, and it is November 18th, 2025. So we will start with our land acknowledgement. In the spirit of reconciliation, the corporation of the township of Nipigon respectfully acknowledges it is located on the traditional lands of the Red Rock Indian Band, signatory to the Robinson Superior Treaty of 1850, and the township further respectfully acknowledges the historic presence of other signatories on these lands. Are there any addendum to the agenda this evening? Nope. Seeing none, disclosures of pecuniary interest. I have disclosure of pecuniary interest for both items in number 7. 7A, EDO report 251114-1, Superior Country Cruise Ship Agreement, and B, EDO report 2510-3101, Superior Country Bike Repair Station Partnership, as I am an employee at Superior Country. So I've submitted my form to our new CEO, Tim. And welcome, Tim, by the way, everyone. This is our new CAO, Tim Coben, and we welcome him to Nipigon. He's been here for a few weeks now, but it's his first meeting. All right. Okay, so item number 3 is the approval of the previous minutes from the October 21st, 2025 regular meeting minutes. So we have a resolution for this. Who would like to move approval of the minutes? Councillor Harper, seconded by Councillor Westhaver. So this is resolution 2025-250, moved by Councillor Harper, seconded by Councillor Westhaver. Be it resolved that this council approves the regular meeting minutes of October 21st, 2025 as presented. All in favor? Opposed? And carried. Okay, next on the agenda, we have item number 4, Public Works A. Thank you, Gail. Public Works Superintendent Report 2511-1802. And do we have Taylor on the Zoom tonight to present, or? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, hello.
Hi guys.
Hi. All right. You can go ahead with your report, Taylor.
Yeah. So I'll run through the items and then I'll provide my recommendations at the end. So number 1 is the landfill policy. As our current landfill policy is under review, we require direction from council regarding whether non-resident waste will continue to be accepted after December 31st, 2025. In order to proceed with the necessary updates, I'm looking for direction from council to determine their preferred approach, as both the landfill policy and the user fee bylaw will need to be amended accordingly. The following options are presented for council's consideration. So option 1 being status quo. So continue to accept non-resident waste under the existing fee structure. The second one being a punch card system. So allowing non-residents to dispose of household garbage only through the purchase of punch cards at a set rate. And then restrictions. So cease acceptance of all non-resident waste effective January 1, 2026. So once council provides direction, staff will prepare the necessary policy and bylaw updates for review and approval. Some additional information for consideration in the decision regarding non-resident waste at the landfill is as follows. There are 4 operating landfill sites located east on Highway 11 at Polly Lake, east on Highway 17 at Dublin and Gurney, and west on Highway 1117 at the Township of Red Rock. So they all provide disposal options for non-residents, and individuals outside township limits would continue to have reasonable access to waste disposal through some of those facilities. And then just one other piece to it. So Electronic Products Recycling Association is a non-profit organization that provides the service of recycling e-waste free of charge. So they'll be supplying us with the necessary materials, such as empty super sacks and skids, in order to pack the e-waste we currently have generated at the landfill for pickup by the EPRA. The e-waste recycling will remain at its designated area at the landfill for the time being, with the goal to eventually have this moved to the recycling depot. So second, is the Curling Club furnaces. Or furnace, sorry. The Curling Club furnace was infracted on October 27th, 2025. As the high limit was broken, vent termination was also broken off, and the condensate pump wiring violates the electrical code. So it's noted that this furnace was installed in 1994 and it is due for replacement. And then there is pricing and options to follow for repair of the existing unit and also for a full replacement. So the option one is the repairs to the infracted furnace, which are $1,175 plus HST. And that's just to bring everything up to code. And then the second option is to install a new furnace. So I got a couple quotes there, and the lower one was from a local company coming in at $6,250. So then going into the RFP awards for 2025-13 and RFP 2025-14. So the municipality issued two separate requests for proposals, 2025-13, which was a roads needs assessment, which closed on October 22nd, 2025, and then RFP 2025-14, which was water main, sewer main, and storm water main condition assessment and replacement plan, which closed on November 12th, 2025. Both RFPs were publicly posted in accordance with the municipality's procurement policy, and submissions were evaluated by staff using the criteria outlined in each RFP. Company profile, project experience, approach, methodology, and project schedule, and pricing and proposed cost. So in 2025-13, the roads needs assessment, a total of 6 submissions were received. The proposals were reviewed, evaluated, and scored based on the published criteria. Stantec Consulting Limited achieved the highest overall score and demonstrated strong project experience, a clear understanding of the scope of work, competitive pricing, and the ability to complete the work within the required timelines. The proposed cost from Stantec Consulting Limited is $39,529 plus HST, and staff do recommend awarding that RFP to Stantec. There is one note here that I added. So the fieldwork component of their proposal was quoted on a time and material basis. So as such, there is a possibility of a minimal increase over the estimated budget, depending on the actual amount of fieldwork required. So any additional cost beyond the approved amount would be brought forward to council and then would also go through the formal change order process. For RFP 2025-14, a total of 4 submissions were received, and after evaluation, RJ Burnside and Associates Limited ranked highest and demonstrated the qualifications and expertise required for the project. A comprehensive and feasible work plan, competitive and reasonable pricing, and a strong record of successful similar projects. The proposed cost from RJ Burnside and Associates is $91,300 plus HST, and staff recommend awarding that RFP to them. So both projects support the municipality's long-term asset strategy, awarding these RF and professional assessments that will assist in the long-term planning, budgeting, and timely replacement of the respective assets. This work will strengthen our ability to forecast life cycle costs and maintain service levels. And then lastly, the municipal equipment, the plow truck. This is the big 6-ton plow truck. So as previously identified, the municipality's existing plow truck requires significant repairs that could cost anywhere from $20,000 to $40,000 due to significant engine problems. In addition, the replacement truck identified for long-term use is not expected to be available for purchase until the spring of 2026. So given these circumstances and with winter weather kind of in full effect last week, we sought a short-term solution to ensure reliable winter maintenance operations could continue without interruption. After reviewing available options, staff located a used 2007 International plow truck complete with front snowblade plow for purchase price of $20,000. While the unit will require a safety inspection and approximately $5,000 to $7,000 in repairs, it is considered to be a cost-effective temporary measure to maintain service levels through the 2025-2026 winter season. The intention is to resell the unit in the spring with the goal of recovering most or potentially more than the total amount invested. Proceeds from the resale, as well as proceeds from the sale of our current plow truck with the plow and wing, will assist in offsetting the cost of purchasing a newer, better maintained plow truck. So then going up into my recommendations, So the recommendation is that council receive the Public Works Superintendent Report number 25/11/1802 for information, and that council provide direction regarding whether the township will continue to accept non-resident waste beyond December 31st, 2025, and that council approve the furnace replacement and necessary repairs at the curling club in the amount of $6,250, and then that council approve awarding of RFP 2025-13 to Stantec Consulting Limited in the amount of $39,529 plus HST, and RFP 2025-14 to RJ Burnside and Associates Limited in the amount of $93,100 plus HST, respectively.
Okay, thank you, Taylor. I guess we'll start with the first point. So we need to direct Taylor on the landfill policy. So who would like to start with the discussion about that? Because we did ask them to go back and bring back some information. Go ahead, Councillor Harper.
With the landfill policy, with the landfill policy, I believe we should not allow non-taxpayer garbage in there. Looks like there's 4 garbage dumps around here. So I don't think we'd be causing too much hardship for anyone. And like I said before, I'm concerned with our dump filling up fast. And I don't think necessarily that people are just bringing the odd garbage bag. You know, like I think it's taking advantage of it, and there's more stuff coming in than that. So it's my opinion that we should just limit it to taxpayers only.
Does anyone have any other?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Councillor Westhaver.
I also agree with him on that, with the landfill policy, that we do not allow any other garbage. I know the camps that are out up 17, they're all usable dumps up there winter round. And if not, they can, if they're in Thunder Bay, they can use the Red Rock dump.
Okay. Anyone else? Any comments? Councillor Curry.
Yeah, seeing now that there is, Polylake has access to their own dump, I didn't realize that they did. So a lot of the campers, there's no concern that people that have camps at Polylake, and seeing that they have their own dump there, I agree that we should just limit it to taxpayers only.
So it looks like we're in agreement on that. Yeah, just a quick comment from myself too. I agree, and I'm glad we had some time to think about it, because when you think about it and you're looking at you know what we're paying for the curling club, you know we're the hub of our region here. We have the curling club, we have the hospital that we're going to be investing a lot in the sewage system in to prepare for the addition to that. So we do pay for a lot of things that's benefit the region. So I think with this, I'm okay with not allowing non-taxpayers to use the landfill site and letting others pick up the slack on that one. So I think you have your direction on that then, Taylor, and we'll.
Yep. I'll update the policy.
Okay.
Yeah, I have.
Anything else? Okay, Councillor Westhaver has a question.
Yeah, somebody brought up to me a while ago, and I'm kind of unaware of it, that the recycle program has to be in full swing for all garbage after January 1st. Are you aware of that? And do we have any plans for it?
Sorry, Gail, you cut out there a little. Were you asking about curbside recycling?
Yeah, she was.
Yes, that will be coming into effect January 1, 2026 as well.
So just so you know too, Gail, or for everyone else too, the organization that's responsible for paying for the recycling, the curbside recycling, all that, they're responsible, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, for promoting it. And you've been hearing the commercials on the radio. They're responsible for promoting it and the communication and all that kind of thing, and for
Bins.
Coordinating it as well, I believe, right? Yeah.
I can look into that as well.
Yeah, so
I just follow up.
they do the pickup, not our garbage people. everything is done by them. So they just kind of let us know what they're doing, I believe. We don't really have much to do with it.
Yeah, it's coming up quick.
January 1st.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can
I'll get
add,
more information on that for the next meeting. Oh,
Okay,
yeah. Sorry, Tim, you
Gail.
go ahead.
your worship, I can add that the company responsible for distributing the bins and collecting them did contact us, asking for a list of residential addresses that receive waste collection. We supplied them with that list. We also asked when residents can expect the bins to be delivered, but we haven't had a response. It's supposed to be by the end of this month.
Yeah,
So we're kind of at their mercy for this because they're responsible for it, so it may not happen by January 1st, so they have a lot to do in that time, so as long as, we're responsive with the information that they need, which we have been, we're doing our part, and the plan is to start January 1st with the
and which
curbside.
company?
Circular,
Circular, yeah, definitely.
Yes.
yeah, Circular is the name. Okay.
Wonder if they're doing
Um,
rural.
Oh, one more thing about that caught my eye here, about the e-waste recycling. So before, Taylor and Tim, before your time here, we did attempt to do this with the e-waste, with the sacks and all that kind of stuff. Nothing ever got picked up by those people. It was like overflowing, the sacks were overflowing and everything, so just make sure there's some sort of commitment from them to actually pick the stuff up once we get everything in order. Because it was just kind of left there, and then I believe we had to bring it all to the landfill site. So it was left at the recycling depot, and then it wasn't very successful, like the program. Not on
Okay.
our part, but on the part of the folks.
The
that were
actual
using
pickup.
it. Yeah. So,
Okay,
just to give you a
yeah,
heads up
we're
on
gonna
that.
be, yeah, the plan was, because we obviously have quite a bit generated at the landfill, so the plan is to be filling those this week. So I will be scheduling the pickup, so I can update you guys at the next meeting as well if that gets, hopefully it's successful.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that because it is, e-waste is a problem. And obviously our residents are wanting to recycle the e-waste because they're bringing it. But it's, it's hopefully it goes as it's planned. So thank you for doing that.
Are they gonna do all along the rural areas?
No, it's not pickup. It's,
Not
you
pickup.
gotta bring it to the, wherever the drop off, whether it's at the landfill site or at their recycle
Okay.
depot. That's not part of the pickup. Okay, so, the next one is replace or repair the curling club furnace. So is there any comments about that recommendation there, Councillor Harper?
Yeah, in regards to the furnace, I have the exact same furnace. It's a high efficiency one. And mine is 92 instead of 94. So I'm of the belief that we should try to repair this one. This is an ABS vent where the ice took it off. This is like maintenance stuff to me. And a high limit switch, that's all just maintenance to me. So I would think that we should try to, repair it first. It's my understanding that the furnace is rock solid supposedly. I don't know if that's the case or not, but mine is doing fine. I've replaced a lot of parts on mine too, because it's a 92 also. So I don't know, I'm of the opinion that we should try the repairs on it first.
Okay, anyone else has a comment? Did you have your hand up, Glenn? Did you want to say something?
Yeah, the two furnaces quoted new. What, is there a difference in the furnace between the second quote and the first quote? Because experience.
No.
Quote these
It's-
things, they quote an undersized furnace. So I was just.
Yeah, I think the cost difference there is one is a local company, and one is out of Thunder Bay. So that's where you see them.
Yeah.
But I'm also okay with repairing it to whatever direction you guys want to go. I'm okay with.
Okay, anyone else? Councillor Westhaver?
Yes, I think with things that we're already going to be paying for, that would be a good idea. And if it does happen, if it continues to be an issue, then we'll look at it again. But for now, that's a pretty good low price to just fix it. And furnaces do that all the time with the exterior parts, and we have one.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree, there's not that many parts to a furnace, and once you replace those main parts,
Yeah.
then it's like a new furnace every time anyway, so,
Lasts another 10 years.
yeah.
So I'm hoping for mine.
Yeah, me too.
I am not a furnace expert, so I will leave it up to my fellow council members who seem to know a heck of a lot about furnaces, way more than me. So, are you guys okay then with the repair for $1,175?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just got one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I went over and looked at the furnace. James gave me a little bit of a tour. That's kind of why I feel confident about it. But he also mentioned that we don't have CO in that building, CO protectors.
Mm.
He said they had portable ones before, but they kind of walked away. And I think he told me that Davina just put some in or updated the ones. I'm not totally sure about that.
Okay.
But so maybe we need to look at some CO there.
Yeah.
Taylor knows.
Oh, sorry, Taylor, do you know anything?
I can, yeah, no, I can definitely take a look at that. I know at the NCC we have ammonia and CO like wired in alarms, not just the ones that you plug in. That is a significantly more expensive route, which I can also look into a little bit more. But in the meantime, definitely getting some CO detectors in there is crucial.
One can go right into the furnace room. There's a plug
Yeah.
in there, it's locked, so it shouldn't walk away.
Right.
James said they
Yeah.
had other ones around the building, but you know, they're $100. They
Throw
disappear.
away.
Pick them up. Okay.
But one could go right into the furnace room, which would give some protection. And those things are loud, I think, and you'd hear it outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I can definitely look at that.
Thank you, Taylor.
Okay, next we have the RFP for 2025-13. So the recommendation was for Stantec at a cost of $39,529 plus HST. Is everybody okay with that one? That was the recommended from the staff. And then the next one was the RFP 2025-14 at a proposed cost of $91,300. And then that was to RJ Burnside, and that was for the was that for the roads one, right?
Yeah.
The other one.
RJ Burnside is for the water sewer.
The water
storm.
sewer. Okay, sorry, and the first one's for the roads. Okay, but you guys are okay with that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is what it is.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? It helps to have a plan, because then you're not just throwing spaghetti at the wall, right? Oops, sorry. I put that in there.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I just have to fill out the
But it does stay.
amounts. Yeah. Just have to fill out the amounts. RJ Burnside. And Stant. Okay, so we have a resolution for all these things. Who would like to move the resolution? Councilor Hart, seconded by Councilor Cartwright. So this is resolution 2025-251, moved by Councilor Hart, seconded by Councilor Cartwright. Be it resolved that this council receives the PWS report 2025-11-1802 and revised draft landfill policy as presented, and direct staff to advise the landfill policy and user fee bylaw with respect to non-resident waste. You have your direction on that one.
Yep.
Direct staff on whether to replace or repair, so we're directing you to repair the Curling Club furnace at an estimated cost of $1,175 plus HST. Direct staff to award RFP 2025-13 to Stantec at a proposed cost of $39,529 plus HST. Direct staff to award RFP 2025-14 to RJ Burnside at a proposed cost of $91,300. All in favor? Opposed? And carried. Okay. Thanks, Taylor. Very much appreciated.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Taylor.
Bye.
Thank you.
I think that was all part of the. There wasn't a resolution for the plow truck, so I'm thinking it'll just be,
What?
the plow truck. So I'm thinking that'll just be left to staff to decide on that one then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds like a plan.
unless anyone has any arguments about what,
It's gotta happen.
yeah,
Smells it coming.
yeah. Okay, so next we have, the draft memorandum of understanding with the Nippigan District Memorial Hospital. This is in case of an emergency where the hospital has to evacuate. And, that they would be able to use our, recreation center and any areas in it, in an emergency for long-term care residents and, et cetera, et cetera.
We talked about that before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions or issues with this one? Counselor Westhaver, go ahead.
Maybe should have asked when Taylor was here, but, during the town, meeting therefore, what happens when there's a emergency within the town and, the spot would be the curling club where we're going to have some kind of extra, standalone heating in case there was no hydro and, like a generator system for heat and hydro.
You're talking about you just said the curling club, are you talking about the community center?
Community center. Did
Yeah.
I say curling?
You
club?
said curling club, yeah. So.
Sorry about that, talking about the community center, that was designated for, anybody that was in need of it, what do you call it, mustering place.
So I believe that our NOHFC grant that we just got covers an emergency backup generator.
Oh, okay.
That is taken care of.
It's been a long time coming, that generator.
Oh, yeah, it's been a long,
Yeah,
been
that-
on
I
the
think
wish
it's a good
list for
idea.
years.
Yeah, hopefully we never use it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But we have it, well, we will have it just in case, I'm not sure if we have it yet, but.
The hospital might need it, I never know, if they don't have that.
They have
Okay.
backup.
Yeah, he got back up.
Any other questions about this memorandum of understanding, any issues? No. Okay, so we have a resolution here, who would like to move that we receive the draft? Councilor Westhaver, second, or Cartwright, seconded by Councilor Westhaver. Resolution 2025-252, moved by Councilor Cartwright, seconded by Councilor Westhaver. Be it resolved that the Council of the Township of Nippigan receives a draft memorandum of understanding with Nippigan District Memorial Hospital for information and approves it as presented. All in favor? Opposed? And carried. Okay, next we have the proposal to change the date of the next regular meeting. So the next regular meeting falls on Tuesday, December 2nd, which we all should know by now is holiday train night. So we don't want to be in here having our meeting while everyone's outside having a great time with the holiday train. So we are proposing to move it from that Tuesday to the day after, Wednesday, December 3rd. Any issues with that?
No.
Who would like to move? Councilor Harper, seconded by Councilor Cartwright. Resolution 2025-253, moved by Councilor Harper, seconded by Councilor Cartwright. Be it resolved that council approves to change the meeting date of the next regular meeting of council from December 2nd, 2025 to December 3rd, 2025. All in favor? Opposed? And carried. Okay, next we have the fire department meeting minutes from November the 5th, 2025. Does anybody have any questions or concerns on that one? We have a resolution that we've received the minutes. Would like to move that? Councilor Harper, seconded by Councilor Westhaver. Resolution 2025-254, moved by Councilor Harper, seconded by Councilor Westhaver. Be it resolved that the council of the Township of Nippigan receives the Nippigan Fire Department meeting minutes November 5th, 2025 for information. All in favor? Opposed? And carried.
There was a recommendation there too that I probably have to deal with it.
We're dealing with that.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. And then we have the Nippigan Public Library meeting minutes from August 27th, 2025. Anyone have any questions or concerns about that one? Okay, who would like to move that we receive minutes? Anybody? Okay, Councillor Cartwright, seconded by Councillor Hart. Resolution 2025-255, moved by Councillor Cartwright, seconded by Councillor Hart. Be it resolved that the Council of the Township of Nippigan receives the Nippigan Public Library Board meeting minutes of August 27th, 2025 for information. All in favor? Opposed and carried. Okay, so we have for information next, under sundries, D, NOMA improving safety and connectivity through 2+1 highway development, resolution request. Okay. So who would like, well, first of all, does anyone have any questions, comments about that one? That's been around for a while. Just to clarify for people, 2+1 is basically having a passing lane, like how you have passing lanes, but it's not a split.
It's a regular passing lane every 2, 3, 4 kilometers.
Mhm.
So you always have, it's what they do in Europe.
Yeah.
It can go on an existing road bed.
Yeah.
And just do that as opposed to actually twinning and spending a huge fortune
Yeah,
on
yeah.
trying to twin and blast.
Mhm.
And they're highly effective where they're put in.
Do you know if there's is there barriers in between some of these things? or-
Some of them will have a barrier in the middle, like usually a
Like a base.
fence wire thing or
Yeah, those Jersey barriers or
Yeah,
something.
something like
Yeah.
that.
So
Usually,
does that alternate or maybe just in some spots?
It-
I don't know if you know, I'm just.
it'll alternate.
Right, okay. I was, because I read that somewhere and I thought, because, there's always, somebody's gonna decide to pass when they're not supposed to.
But the thing is, they're on such a regular basis
That,
that
yes,
you know it's coming up.
exactly, yes.
So you don't get
No
the,
panic and all that.
you still get the impatience, but it mitigates it.
Yes, for sure, okay. Thanks, Glenn.
I did write an article in the paper.
Did you?
You
A few
have
months
fresh
ago.
knowledge about it. I do have a resolution here that wasn't in the agenda, but that's the resolution, to appoint you as the CAO. That pop itself in there somewhere? Okay, cause I think it's too little too late at this point. Okay, so I'll just change the number on this. Yeah, no problem. Thought I missed something, cause I do sometimes miss things. But. Alright. Okay, so we're in support of this then? Yeah, okay. Who would like to move? Counselor Hart, seconded by Counselor Westhaver, Scoopcha. Resolution 2025-256, moved by Counselor Hart, seconded by Counselor Westhaver. Be it resolved that the Council of the Township of Nippigan supports the resolution from Northwestern Ontario Municipal Association, NOMA, regarding improving safety and connectivity through 2+1 highway development in Northern Ontario. And then a copy of this resolution be forwarded to the Prime Minister of Canada, the Premier of Ontario, the Minister of Transport of Canada, the Minister of Infrastructure Canada, the Ontario Minister of Transportation, Northern MPs and MPPs, the Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities, FONUM, the Northwestern Ontario Municipal Association, NOMA, the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, EMO, the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, FCM, and the Rural Ontario Municipal Association, ROMA, and neighboring municipalities for endorsement. All in favor? Opposed? And carried. A lot of advocacy groups.
Yeah.
Okay, here is another, I don't think that there's a resolution that goes with this, it looks like, no. So the town of Bradford, West Gwillimbury correspondence removing HST and GST from the new homes to support housing affordability. This is just to bring our attention to that they're looking to advocate for that. Any comments here? Next, municipality of St. Charles resolution of support, Stop the Spray Canada. And I don't think we have a resolution to do that, but if anyone's interested in passing that resolution, then we can have Tim write one up really quick.
Sure.
Does anyone, I personally had a look at it, there's no information on it, and I don't know anything about that chemical at all. I
very
personally, I'm not comfortable,
Okay,
Passing.
moving or.
Well,
voting
that's,
on this.
is it real or not?
Normally, when they send something like this, they have a bunch of
Yeah, and
information.
I
about
was
it.
just looking for that, you're right,
Mhm.
like some,
Yeah,
I think glyphosate
Background.
is generally known as Roundup.
and what it is, what the chemical is.
Just spraying it on under the hydro lines instead of having
Find
people
out
go
more.
out under the hydro lines and cut, which they could also do. And a lot of people around here rely on blueberries, some, you know, for their, some of them, that's their livelihood, picking blueberries and berries, and it's,
Need your mic.
oh. I think glyphosate is generally, isn't that generally known as Roundup, which
Yeah,
is,
it's the commercial grade brand.
yeah, so, I'd like to see that out of any of, I mean, a lot of us eat food that grows naturally here, some people actually rely on blueberries, wild blueberries for part of to earn a living. And, a lot of what they're doing is aerial spraying under the hydro lights, they could be replaced by hiring people to go and cut those under there. I've always been sort of anti-air spray when it comes to, poisoning or berries. And that in turn poisons the birds and poisons the fox and so on and so forth. So I'd like to get behind anybody who's starting doing an anti-glyphosate campaign. Anyone else?
Yeah, I just have a little comment to add to that. It also has been found out that the animals that eat the vegetation, including the berries, ingest that. And then the hunters are eating that meat that they think is, chemical free and it's not.
what are they just spraying it all
I
over the
know.
place?
Well, that's the thing, is it doesn't say where it's being sprayed, it doesn't say what it's being used for, it doesn't say the effects of it.
It's a very strong defoliant for deciduous trees and plants. It removes the shrubs from power lines.
Sorry, what was that?
It removes the shrubs from power lines. If you ever driven past a power line
Mhm.
and all the trees are red
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah,
dead, that's what they've done.
I can't see, like, the chem lines are way up there, how are they gonna hit a hydro line?
No, they fly helicopter.
Yeah.
Helicopter?
Or they actually have land sprayers that they go in.
I've seen the land sprayers before, yeah.
I've seen those too.
Okay, so are we saying that someone wants to move and someone wants to second?
We want
Yes.
information.
More information, okay. So, maybe we can direct staff if these folks, at the municipality of St. Charles are interested in having support, we would like some more information about the situation.
Years ago, they used to have people physically clearing those lines with saws.
Yeah.
That's more expensive, I guess.
Jobs for
It's
people.
much more
Everything's
expensive.
about money. Okay, so we'll move on from that since we're not gonna be dealing with that right now, and we're asking for more information on that.
Too much chemicals.
Okay, next here is the economic development, and so this is where I step out for A and B, and did you find out who is the deputy? Is it Gail?
I
Yeah,
think so.
If we're going alphabetically, we're on the last quarter of the year,
Yeah,
it should be
October.
Counselor Westhaver.
I'm October, November, December.
Right, so we're November, so that would be you, so I'm gonna leave you in charge of these two resolutions. Uh-oh. There you go.
What's all?
Oh, I thought you said, uh-oh. That, I was just, yeah, parroting what you said. Okay, all right, I'm stepping out.
Okay, where are these here? This is on my iPad. This is North Superior thing. Yes, county report. Where, I don't have the sheet that says that it's about here. That's what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, we're on the EDO report and I think Dan's gonna have a word with the, any information further to this?
I can if you'd like. Cruise ship agreement has been sent to your municipality as well as others. So Superior Country's been working in attracting cruise ships for the last few years. We've been successful in acquiring them and getting them to visit places like Battle Island, Red Rock Township, Terrace Bay. How we do that is we go and we market to the ships. So we attend different cruise symposiums. We created the Lake Superior North Shore Inside Passage, which we have now marketed. We've taken part in familiarization tours where we bring the last one we did 9 different cruise line decision makers into the area to show them what we have. So what this agreement is basically for is to agree to work with Superior Country moving forward should the cruise ships decide to come here so that we can continually market. The Township of Nipigon pays a membership with Superior Country, buys into the North Shore project. We do mat work, we do quite a bit of work together. The cruise ships is new to the area. It's over and above those regular things. So what this 20% fee of disembarkment and security fees allows us to do is reinvest those dollars into the organization in order to attract cruise ships here.
What is security? What is that for, the items and the ship itself?
So you have worked with the organization to get security clearance for Nipigon now, as far as I know. Nipigon is cleared for that. So you have a security person down at the dock and you have to follow the rules and regulations set by, I believe it's Coast Guard, National Defense. I don't have it right in front of me. But that's between you and them. Not so much Superior Country, but what you are able to do is you charge the cruise lines for that. So our recommendation to communities along the North Shore is to charge a security fee to each cruise ship of $1,000 or $1,000 to $1,200 every visit per day, and then also a disembarkment fee, a per head fee.
Is that, that's $20 or something?
Yeah, and then what happens is Superior Country takes 20% of that. Typically, we end up working with the cruise lines. The cruise lines have made it very clear that they like one point of contact. So we work with the cruise lines, we do all the invoicing and stuff like that, and then we give them the check for the 80%. And then we reinvest that 20% into the organization and attracting cruise ships to the area.
A portion of the mat tax is used.
The mat is not used towards cruise ships whatsoever, and the mat committee has made that kind of coming out through the marketing agreement that it shouldn't, because the mat should be going towards heads and beds, and the cruise ships don't lead towards heads and beds. So
it doesn't.
we try to keep
I just wanted that clarified so people don't start saying that's where that's going. All right, so the approval then would be for the money to bring the ships here or to authorize them to come, and then are we going to have like a welcoming committee, or you look after that?
So that can be formulated between Superior Country and township staff. Typically what ends up happening is when a cruise ship wants to visit an area, they contact Superior Country, we get everything in place to facilitate bringing them in, and then we work on determining what the cruise ships want on shore. So then that's when those types of things would come into play. This agreement is more so just being ready to accept them, but in no way does this mean I don't have a cruise ship coming next year. In fact, the likelihood of getting a cruise ship to disembark right here in Nipigon is pretty slim. I do want to point that out, just because Red Rock is right there. So this year we were extremely successful and very happy to say that we brought them over by bus. This is to set up though that we can market Nipigon as a stopping point, and we could work towards that. In all likelihood, they're still probably going to want to stop in Red Rock, but you never know, because everybody can only accept a certain number a year, and there's a bunch of different circumstances. So this allows us to be able to offer them Nipigon as a stopping point.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions?
How does that work? They can't obviously come right into our dock. They go to a certain area and they have a small boat.
Yeah, so typically the ships that we work on attracting to the area need to have one of two things. They either need to have Zodiacs or a tender boat. So Hapag-Lloyd that visited Red Rock this year, you would have noticed the big orange boat, that's like what we call a tender. It's a larger vessel that comes from the cruise ship, and then Viking was using a bunch of Zodiac boats that go back and forth and drop people on and off. So that's what they would do in the bay. For them to come to Nipigon, they would be parking a little bit closer to Red Rock, so I would imagine they would typically use a propulsion system. It's almost like, you know, sci-fi where you watch and they got the, like on anything that's in outer space, same thing with a boat. It kind of blasts and keeps them in an area based on GPS with a bunch of different propulsion systems instead of dropping an anchor. But I have learned that that is up to the captains. Some of them still like to do it old school and drop an anchor. But what I've noticed outside of Red Rock is always a propulsion system, so I imagine that would be the same for Nipigon as well.
Okay.
I don't know the specifics on the exact GPS coordinates on where they would stone, but that they wouldn't be making dock with the ship itself.
Okay, well, thank you for the information. So I guess we'll go on to a vote here on this. So we have it resolved that the Council Township of Nipigon received the EDO report 25/11/14/1 information that could that council approves entering into the agreement with Superior Country Cruise Ships agreement as presented. Do we have a? Okay, and carried by. Resolution, mayor and council, carried by, I'll do that. Okay. And next is to do with Superior Country also. It's to do with the, I'm not familiar with this at all or know anything about it, but it's for supporting the biking, bike repair. What does that mean?
Yeah, okay. So the bicycle repair stations is a proposal that Superior Country has sent to multiple municipalities along the North Shore, specifically those taking part in the North Shore project, as Nipigon does. What we have done in the past couple of years is we developed a bunch of park and ride cycle routes through the area. So Nipigon actually is home to a larger cycle route that connects Nipigon and Red Rock, as well as a shorter cycle route right here in town, which is essentially the Bridgeview Lookout Tower down to the marina. There were others developed in Terrace Bay, Scriber, Wawa, Marathon, so on and so forth. So the committee decided that they wanted to do a little bit more with this through the North Shore project. And they wanted to do the bike repair stations along the area. So what Superior Country is putting forth is through the North Shore project, we will fund up to 50% for one of these repair stations. If a township would like to get one, they would be responsible for the other 50% and then installation as well. It will be branded with the marketing that Superior Country does for cycling in the area, and then the township logos that participate will also receive their logos on them as well.
Do you know where that area will be?
We have left it up to the township, so they're likely to be determined by township staff and Superior Country. It is Superior Country's recommendation that it goes somewhere near one of the park and ride routes that have been developed and are marketed.
Okay.
But for Nipigon, that's basically anywhere, because the one takes the highway from the Bridgeview Lookout Tower all the way to Red Rock, so that allows you Tourist Information Center, Bridgeview Lookout Tower, or you could be looking at Bridgeview Lookout Tower to the marina, so that allows you anywhere in town. There is a recommendation there for a certain size of cement pad, so we recommend following that recommendation from the manufacturer. No power is required for the repair stations, but it does have a bike pump as well. That's all manual. There are tools attached to it. One other item with this though is while Superior Country will put up the 50% of the unit and the town looks after installation, it then becomes the property of the township in terms of replacing anything that's stolen, replacing it if it is damaged. But there's nothing in there stating that you must. It's also your decision. Superior Country is willing to foot 50% of the initial cost.
And also doing the pad of the
Yes, that would be on the municipal.
Yeah, the public works, I guess, would take care of that.
Yes.
Okay.
So far, I believe we've received confirmation from Red Rock, Dorian, and Terrace Bay. Actually, Terrace Bay wants to participate.
Would that be advertising walleye and all the,
Typically, so that's the biking routes, we likely won't advertise the stations themselves. We advertise as Superior Country, the cycling routes, and typically that falls under our nature and adventure product pillar.
okay,
And our primary advertising spend on there is digital. So for example, last year Superior Country spent, I believe it was about $1,000 up to $1,500 running Facebook ads, more geared towards the domestic market.
Okay.
So the walleye and stuff like that from time to time, maybe some PR and some and articles that might be mentioned, but direct advertising from Superior Country
yeah.
would primarily be digital.
just the fact that we have those stations for people to know that they're available if something happens.
Yeah, so a PR statement will be released when they're installed in the spring.
Anybody else have any questions?
Are these tools, are they like on the chains or how does he keep them all from one?
Yeah, actually, I don't think the full proposal was in your council reports, but there were some images in there where everything is hung on chains. So there's different tools. They're all hung on larger chains. I think you would really need a bolt cutter to get them off. Somebody would really want them, and I mean, they're not
They're not
fancy
expensive.
tools or anything like that. They're there if you need them. So yeah, their tools are hanging on the chain. Has a hook on the side of it that comes out, so you could hang the bike on it as well, so you could work on it at the same time. And then it has a lever and a hose on the one side to fill up tires as well. It's pretty neat. If you actually drive down the North Shore of Lake Superior in Minnesota, you can see smaller versions of them.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, do we have a mover? Okay. Okay,
Or I'll second.
and a second. Okay. Thank you. All right, I guess somebody could go get Suzanne back.
Took the vote on
I'll read this thing, yeah.
Yeah, to stay all in.
Yeah, I guess, okay. Okay, this is on bike repair. Okay, be it resolved that the council and Township of Nippigan received the EDO report 25-1031-01 for information and approves entering into the Superior Country Bike Repair Station partnership as presented. All in favor? And be it resolved that council of the Township of Nippigan received the EDO report 25-11-14-1 for the information that council approves entering into the Superior Country cruise ship agreement as presented. All in favor? Okay, guess we get her now. Nobody wants, nobody, we'll just leave her out there for the rest of the meeting.
Sasha really.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I ticked off on the wrong picture. You were, bike repair. Where were the shaker, yeah.
All right,
And then this
I
one.
think that was the last, thing. Item on the agenda, I should say. So, I'm gonna start, before we go into close, what I'll do is I'll, go around and see if there is any other business, and we'll start with Councillor Harper.
None for me.
Okay, Councillor Westhaver. Okay, Councillor Cartwright. And Councillor Hart. This time, girls, do you have anything you'd like to add this evening? No? Okay. I just have a couple things. As usual, let me turn on my microphone here. November the 4th, I think it was, I attended the interim liaison committee meeting for the LSNMCA Parks Canada. So we got an update there on various comings and goings of Parks Canada, and it was we'll be getting minutes from that meeting, so you guys will be updated on things, but they did, have a quick update on the Parks Canada building. According to that report that they gave, they're looking at 5 properties in Nipigon and 3 properties in Red Rock, and they have not made a decision yet on that. So when we went around and gave our updates, I did, of course, reiterate in front of the group that this is a group from all across the LSMNCA that are there, elected officials and organizations. So I did mention, the community members, both band members and non-band members that have approached me and, in support of the building going in Nipigon. And just, reiterated that we are looking forward to the news, come down the wire that we do have it in Nipigon. And, they said that they would know hopefully by the beginning of, or the end of the year, so.
Say talk.
This year?
We'll see, yeah,
Say
this
which
year,
year.
exactly. So that, there's just an update there on that. From what I understand that we lent we got a Zamboni from Red Rock lent to us because ours kind of petered out. I meant to ask Taylor about that, but I just wanted to, say thank you to Red Rock for lending us their Zamboni in a time of need, and that's what being good neighbors is all about, is working together, so appreciate that. Oh, sorry, the ILC was last week. I was thinking of November 4th was the launch of the hospital strategic plan. So I just wanted to, Tim and I attended that, and I just wanted to congratulate the hospital on developing their 5-year strategic plan, and look forward to working with them to implement that plan as much as we can. And I think, I just wanted to let everyone know too, because our delegations were due for Roma, which is the conference happening in January in Toronto. So I did submit to 3 ministries, the Ministry of Transportation, for a corridor update for Nipigon, for the highway corridor. And then just to ask them about the independent member bill 49, which we supported for highway transportation on 1117. I just wanted to ask them some questions about that, why they struck it down, and if they're gonna be doing any pieces of that legislation to increase the safety here. Municipal affairs and housing, about our health and safety water infrastructure application, so we haven't heard about that one yet. So hopefully by January, I'll be thanking them at that ministry, not asking them why we didn't get it, but we have not heard anything about that. And then the Solicitor General, about the fire, additional funding for fire protection, equipment and training, and then the extension of the deadline that we're, joining other municipalities and advocating for at least a 2-year extension to, complete the training that they have to do. So those are the delegations that have been sent in. Okay, anything that staff want to bring up at this time? Brianna? Tim? No? All right, so at this time, we are going to go into closed session, and our student counselors, thank you for coming, and you girls are must leave as well, as you are not involved in closed session. So who would like to move this? Councillor Hart, seconded by Councillor Westhaver. Resolution 2025-260, moved by Councillor Hart, seconded by Councillor Westhaver. Be it resolved, this council now resolved into closed session at 7:59 p.m. Under section 239 of the Authority of Municipal Act 2001, discuss personal matters. Do you want to get a photo before you go, Glenna? Okay, just picture. Oh, yeah. Personal matters about identifiable individuals, personal matters about identified individuals, citizens year award, labor relations or employee negotiations, fire training expense reimbursement. All in favor? Opposed? And carried.
So we should say, everybody get out December 2nd for the holiday training. Does anybody know who's playing?
Nope.
You know,
It's a secret.
It'll be a surprise.
do you want everybody or just Suzette?
Off air.
Are we off the air now?
No, so
Let's